Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I have not forgotten. I know you haven't received any emails or anything from me for probably about 2, 3 weeks now, maybe even more. I know I haven't forgotten about all of you that I reach out to just to inspire you, motivate you, and encourage you through emails. And I love, for those of you that have a tendency to write back to me and say, hey, thank you for this, or you know what, you just reminded me of this, or even sometimes like I just got today, hey, what happened to you? Are you okay? I truly appreciate that and appreciate, all of you. So yes, I'm okay. I just have been busy. So many of you know that years ago in 2012, I started a show when I was living in Boston called the DrStem Show. I started that in 2012, and I had a studio and I had help there of people that had, handled the cameras and the editing of the shows and, scheduling the guests that we had. So that was a really good time. And come COVID, I couldn't do it. And I'm also now living in Orlando, Florida. So I don't have a studio here in Orlando, Florida that I could record the DrStem Show. But what happened was when I came back, I remember writing to all of you and letting you know that I went to a Lisa Nichols, conference in California. When I came back from there, I met all these women, right, from around the world that are just as passionate about coaching, empowering other women, motivating, inspiring. They are speakers or aspiring speakers, and they are coaches like myself. They are motivational speakers. They are trainers like myself. I felt pumped, back again when I came back, and I felt like I needed to get back to doing the DrStem show again. So the reason why I've been quiet is because I have started this show and I was trying to put together how I can bounce back per se and start the show. So what I decided to do was on December 17th, Saturday, December 17th, I'm hosting the third annual Bounce Back Conference. It's an empowerment conference for women. Third annual, so that means the 3 years in the making that I was able to do this, because I started it during the pandemic at the empowerment conference, because I didn't know how to reach out to all of you and all those other people that I was used to seeing prior to the pandemic. I wanted to also inspire, motivate, encourage, and just be there supportive to other women around the world. So my way was starting the Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. You know why it's exciting? Because I give an opportunity to motivational speakers, trainers, business women from around the world to come on stage and share with us their story, their inspiration, information that will help each one of us get back up, bounce back per se, as we say. So I decided with the DrStem show to highlight the 8 speakers. That's how I started it back. So I had all these interviews that I was doing so that all of you will get to meet the 8 speakers that are speaking this year at the Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. So I have a whole 30 minutes of talking to each one of them. I spoke to them for 30 minutes and I can't wait to share, all those interviews with all of you. But once I started doing it, I got so excited because then it's an opportunity to meet people from around the world. So I finished with the 8, and then I reached out to other women, and I put posts everywhere on Instagram, on Facebook, and said, hey, the DrStem show is looking for guests. And people started flooding my inbox and wanting to be guests. So far, I've interviewed 20 guests already in 3 weeks. So that's why I've been so busy. So I work full time, and then I was doing that, and then I'm finishing up, the recording of the books, that I started recording, and then the translation into Spanish, and also monitoring the lady who's been helping us and reading the Spanish books and publishing the books. So it's been a busy time, but not an excuse to not reach out and share with you. So I'm very excited to share with you, all those projects. So two things, maybe three things. Here's what I want to let you know. If you or anyone you know would love to come on the DrStem show and be my guest and have a conversation, I call them candid conversations because we talk about life. And in life, what I've realized is, you know what? My story can encourage somebody else to bounce back up. Your story can encourage me or somebody else to bounce back up. So we all have a story and we all can tell our story and be able to help somebody else. So if you have a business, if you have just a story that you just want to share and say, you know what, I am missing talking to people and letting people know A, B, and C, or just to touch base, I would love to talk to you. Maybe you have a book. I spoke to many authors that have published books this year or are aspiring authors. And I also have book coaches. So if you have a book in you and you want to publish a book, I interviewed 2 book coaches. Can't wait for you to see those coaches and hear from them so that you too can become an author. So if you want to be a guest, please email me at DrStemShaw, one word, DrStemShaw@gmail.com. Or you can just respond to where you see this video, or if it's an email that you're seeing this video in the email, please just send me an email back and say, hey, I want to be a guest, or I know somebody that can be a guest. That's one. Second thing is I am starting the workshops for women self-care success workshops next year. So the first one that I want to talk about and do a workshop on is on burnout and exhaustion. Because what I've realized is as women, now that we are now up and running our businesses and everything, some of us are running ourselves raggedy to the point where we can't think, feel, or even do anything else because we are so exhausted. We just don't know when to stop. That's what I'm realizing. And I wanted to do that workshop so that we can get together as women and talk about burnout and talk about how to balance, our lives, families, and also to be successful so we can kill it in our businesses, in our work, and everything that we do. So I wanted to know from you if that kind of workshop would work for you. And I also wanted to know, do you also struggle with burnout, with just exhaustion, like many of us? Is that something that you struggle with, or that you probably have mastered and say, you know what, I got it. I know what I'm doing with this one here. We also want to hear from you. So email me back and let me know if this would be something that would be interesting, or maybe you have suggestions of what kind of workshops that I can do, because we're going to be meeting on Zoom and doing these workshops together. I'll teach a little bit and then we open up for discussion and then we talk. So maybe there are topics that you would like for me to cover when we do those. Let me know. Email me as well to let me know about those. And then third and final thing, please join us and register for the 3rd annual Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. We have some dynamic ladies that are coming to us and gracing us, is what I call it, and coming in to be our guest speakers. I was very intentional this year, because what I did was I reached out to women from around the world. We have one lady who's coming from India, the UK, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas. I mean, we have women from around the world that will be there. And I got an opportunity to interview them. So they are phenomenal, and their topics and messages, I can't wait, because I haven't heard them speak as well. So I can't wait for that day. So register for the Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. In this email is the link that you can just click and register, or you can go on our website www.drstemme.com and register for the Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. Please share this video, or even invite girlfriends, because it's our time as women. I love it because we get to rest, relax, and see each other or hear each other at that empowerment conference, where we get an opportunity to end the year with a bang, and then we enter the new year with a boom. All right, so I will see you, I promise. I'll come back again, whether it's writing or not. I'll come back again next week and, check in to see how you all are doing. We will be celebrating this coming week Thanksgiving. So for those of you that are here in the United States, happy Happy Thanksgiving to all of you and your families. If you're not well, I wish you well. For those of you that have had many losses this year or years before, and Thanksgiving is a difficult time for you, I want you to know that my thoughts are with you, and may it get and feel better for you as we commemorate those loved ones that you have lost, and also commemorate the life that we had with them. So as I always say, this is Dr. STEM. Be encouraged.